Hey,
Hello, how's it going?
good. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, it really is. So, how long has it been for you? Year and a half?
Yes, I joined. It was like November 2023. I had to go back and look in my
Yeah.
camera roll. Um,
Where were you a year and a half ago, like in your business, like fulfillment or results, or like were you stuck? What was going on that made you say, you know what, I think I need some help?
yeah, so I'd just come out of an incubator with the British Library, and it was very much like very, very masculine. It was like, you need to scale. So things were going well, and I had a baby, and they were like, you need to scale, 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 build a team, world domination, you can do it. And I was just like, okay, cool, we'll do that. And I had a 1-year-old baby at home, and she'd started nursery, so that was good. I had more time, but I just felt like I was spending all my time working, and I was getting up at 5 a.m. to try and get some work in before she was awake. And then yeah, it was exhausting. um and it was strange because on paper everything was like, yeah, you're doing really well, it's going so well, but I was just like, this is not what I'm here for. It was maybe, I think it might have been you, Fabienne, that said, I'd built my own golden cage, and I like got into it and like shut the door and was like, yes, this is good, I just love working all the time. And I knew like there was something, it was great, but I wanted more, and that was what led me to Bold Heart. Yeah.
I want to say that I really want to appreciate some of my colleagues out there who are like, more. And, of course, we talk about here seven figures and beyond. But the one thing that we do here that I don't see anybody else doing the way we're doing it is it's not actually like what Whitney needs or wants is different than what you need and want. And for you, it wasn't about more and bigger and more work and more team and more hours. In fact, what was the thing? It was like less team,
Mhm.
less travel, less work. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, and it was so scary because I spent that maybe even the first 6 to 12 months in Bold Heart being like, I'm gonna carry on doing the things. This is fine. This is. It wasn't a year. It was like 6 months. I was like, this is fine. And then we had a session together, and I think it was just like you held up a big mirror to me, and it's like, this is what you're saying you actually want. Is this what you really want? And I was like, yeah, I don't want a big team. I don't want to be traveling all the time. I just want to be at home. But the interesting thing, like, 'cause I was just looking at my numbers and things because I was like, I haven't actually, I've been so focused on the lifestyle, you know, the leverage book that I first read, 6 figures, 7 figures, sorry, with your life back. I was focusing on the getting my life back thing. But my numbers for the financial year end of 2025 are higher than ever, even though I spent all of last year scaling way back, stopping traveling, reducing my team from, I had 3 salaried employees, and now I have 2 part-time contractors. And yeah, overall, so like in my own business, we did like my baby business we did 438,000 revenue in dollars. And then in my other business, which I run with my 2 friends, we did over $700,000. So like when I was like, wait a minute, that's over $1 million. Like I didn't even realize, but it's just from really I was listening to myself and what I actually wanted to do, and everything that you teach in Bold Heart, like what is my zone of genius? Where am I best strategically spending my energy? And I'm a creative, I'm an illustrator. I forgot to say that. So I illustrate at events and I help other illustrators. So I do loads now. I just do loads of talking, podcasting, writing. And I have a tiny, glorious team. And like also the processes from Bold Heart now mean when I work with clients in my normal business, now they rave about me and come back because they've had such a good experience, because they've been looked after, because we've done all the extra things that before I didn't have the brain space to even think about doing.
Yeah. I think sometimes um, I tell people, you're going to make more working less. And people think, oh, that's such a good marketing gimmick to say that.
Yeah.
But this
And
is
I'd
what
heard
we,
that and I was like, okay.
oh, can you talk about the BS meter?
Yes, definitely. So I was saying to Fabienne earlier that I have always had a very sensitive bullshit detector, excuse my French. So when I first came to, I think it was one of the strategy sessions, or like it was a big thing like this, and I was a bit like, what's this? Like very skeptical. I've heard of this Fabian Fredrickson, but this, and I came into this very skeptical and worried. And even at my strategy session, I kind of had my guard up a little bit. But it was just so good, and everything was so on the nail. Like the leverage book described exactly how I was feeling and what I was going through, that I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna see what happens. Because like worst case scenario, I'll have tried and failed. And that's kind of been my motto. Even with the incubator that kind of burned me out before Bolt Heart, I was like, I'll try it. I'll try scaling. And if I hate it, at least I can say I did it. And then same with Bolt Heart. And I was also a bit allergic to paying monthly. But the good thing was, a couple of months ago, I thought, I'm just going to pay the lot off, pay the rest off. Don't want to pay it anymore. And that felt really good because I'd built my income, so I could just pay it all off and not even feel it. So that was nice.
So 1.1 or 1.2 million now?
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
maths.
working less.
Working way less. I don't work Fridays. I sometimes take Mondays off. I'm going to Australia for 2 weeks on Friday. Yeah.
What would you say to a woman who's sitting here completely inspired by you, appreciating that you have healthy skepticism, and hearing you say all this and really wanting to believe that something like this is possible for her too? What would you say to her to have her believe that whatever she's dreaming is also possible for her, that you're not just this unique snowflake?
Yeah, I'm definitely not a unique snowflake. And it was like Leanne said, like, there's the recipe if you want to make a cake. Fabian's like, would you like the recipe? And you can have it if you want, and you will make a lovely cake if you follow the recipe. So it's up to you, really. Yeah.
Yeah,
You've got the opportunity is there if you want it. I think that's
that's
the
it.
main. Yeah.
That's it. It's an invitation. I always say to people like, do you want to come over for dinner? No? Okay. Do you want to come over for dinner? Okay, come for dinner. It'll be really nice. It'll be a nice ride. Yeah. Thank you for inspiring, Katie.
Well, thank you.
Really appreciate and champion you. And, it's so funny. The less you work, the more you make. The less, the less you're in the office and with your daughter, the more you make. It's really lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. She's nearly 3 now, and it's just so nice to kind of have time, like quality time together. But also, Bold Heart really helped me stand up for myself and be like, I need childcare for these hours, and I need to block out this time for the activators or whatever. Because before I was like, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to seem like a bad mom. Like, oh, and I just kind of it really helped me get out of my own way about that.
Yeah. Thanks.